It's movie time.
Hello. Welcome to the movie review. The first movie review of Lego Batman.
Super villains make me super happy.
Don't be such a joker.
Okay, alright.
I'm here with the lovely Amanda. My best friend of 28 years.
Yes, it's been a long 28 years that we've had to put up with each other.
Riddle
It's
me
no
this.
longer a choice. It's a necessity at this point. Riddle you what?
How have you put up with me for 28 years?
Alcohol.
How did Will Arnett do this through an entire movie?
He had a lot of practice.
He must have had a ton of practice.
He has a naturally deep and whatever you call this, grainy. I want to call it grainy. Is it grainy? Like a grain.
I actually read, first fun fact of the movie review, I actually read that he could only do this for about 4 hours at a time. And then he had to take a break.
You know, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, we're done with this. I don't want to do it anymore.
Okay, yes, we're done. Okay.
Everybody's probably like, yo.
Yes,
enough,
moving on.
Enough.
Welcome to the first revered review. And yes, that was said with a snotty English accent, as it is a snotty English Alfred in the Lego Batman movies. So this movie was requested by Alan, none other than Amanda's lovely brother.
He's alright.
Amanda's brother. This is a superhero action comedy. I would throw in a little bit of sci-fi with that.
How? Why?
Sci-fi? It had like a ton of sci-fi. It had the little disruptor cannon or whatever when they
Okay.
got sent to the Phantom Zone.
That's
and it had
true.
like the Daleks in it and Sauron
Yep.
and
Wait.
what?
Clown snakes. Snake clowns.
Snake clowns.
Yes.
They do exist.
Yep. Snake clowns. That's sci-fi. That's so sci-fi. Okay, so comedy, sci-fi, comedy, cartoon. Yeah.
Animation.
Okay.
There's a difference between cartoon and animation.
Computer. What
Cart-
makes
it was computer animated, yes.
Okay. So what's the difference between a cartoon and an animation?
Cartoon is Family Guy. Animation is Lego Batman.
Gotcha. So square cartoon versus. Okay. Sorry.
Yes. Yes. What's the difference? The answer is yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start off with the main cast. The first thing I was absolutely delighted to see was that it was just an absolutely star-studded cast.
Yes. Yes.
I
You know-
went through this sucker on IMDb and I was just amazed.
Yes.
Just familiar name to familiar name.
I was super excited to see that Mariah Carey even played a role in it.
Mariah Carey!
It was just a little one, but she was in there. And, you know, love my glitter girl.
Alright, let's go down the cast list. So we had Will Arnett.
Reminds me, associated with, of.
Associated with
Words are hard, English is hard. I associate this guy with Blades of Glory. I don't know if that's a
Oh
good
my
thing
goodness.
or a bad thing.
I haven't thought about that movie in years.
So when I saw that Will Arnett was the voice of Batman in all the Lego movies, by the way, it was really hard for me to take him out of that role and put him in this role. But once I started watching the movie, it wasn't that difficult. It fit really well.
You know when I first saw Will Arnett in?
What?
RV. Robin Williams. Josh
Yes!
Hutcherson, JoJo.
Yes! Wow.
Loved him in that.
We should watch
Loved
that.
him in that. We should.
We should.
Rosario Dawson as Barbara Gordon. Fantastic.
I love Rosario.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Rent.
Brent.
It's the
Clerks
only.
2.
Yes! Yes!
Loved
Yep.
her in that.
Mm-hmm.
We had Michael Cera as Robin, which I haven't seen him in anything.
That's not
recently.
true. Not
personally.
recently. Not recently. So the first time I ever saw Michael Cera was
Superbad.
Juno.
Juno.
He's Polly Bleeker in Juno. He's that
Yes.
awkward teenage boy who gets Juno knocked
With
up.
the sweatband.
Priggers. He's
always wearing the same
He's
clothing.
jogging a lot.
But
So he
somehow
plays
smells
like this.
good.
Yeah. What?
Somehow he always smells good according to her, but he wears
Oh.
the same clothes every day.
I was like, how do you know?
'Cause she says so.
There's a kitty over here, out of frame, but so he's always played like this awkward, teenage, adolescent, young guy, and I think he fits that role really well. But I didn't know that he was Robin in film until I saw his name, because I couldn't connect the name and the Robin.
Oh, really?
No, had no idea who the hell it was. None. And then I saw the name and I was like, yep.
Alright, and then we had, I have no idea how to say this guy's name, but I'm sure a lot of Harry Potter people will attack me when I say it wrong, and I'm guaranteed to. Ralph Fiennes? Ralph Fiennes. He was Alfred, and he is best known for Harry Potter as playing Lord Voldemort.
Oh, I did not know.
But he did not voice Lord Voldemort in Lego Batman.
Who did Lord Voldemort in Lego Batman, do you know?
Eddie Izzard.
Who's that?
He is a British actor. He's a stand-up comedian known for delivering his stand-up in drag.
Okay, we're gonna
Yes.
YouTube that later.
Alright,
Drag is a yes.
Then we had Zach Galifianakis as the Joker, known for The Hangover and for the kind of out-of-the-loop people like me, Between Two Ferns.
Well,
If you like the little bit of awkward like I do.
I liked him the most in, obviously, The Hangover, but in Muppets, the Muppet stuff. The name of the movie is Muppets Most Wanted.
Muppets Most Wanted.
Not for children.
That's the one with Tina Fey, isn't it?
I don't know.
I want to say it is.
I don't know.
Okay, then I'll go down the rest of the cast real quick here. We had Jenny Slate as Harley Quinn, Conan O'Brien as the Riddler, Billy D. Williams as Two-Face, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Kate Micucci as Clayface,
Micucci.
Eddie Izzard as Voldemort, Seth Green as King Kong, Jermaine Clement as Sauron. You may know Jermaine Clement. He was a co-creator of What We Do in the Shadows.
No, woo! I did not know.
Ellie
but I know
Kemper
that
as
show.
Phyllis, Channing
Related
Tatum
to Ed
as...
Kemper?
I have no idea. Channing Tatum as Superman, Jonah Hill as the Green Lantern, Adam Devine as the Flash, and Mariah Carey as Mayor McCaskill.
Of course, Channing Tatum.
I'm gonna ask you, did you have an MVP when it came to voice acting?
Well.
Someone who just stood out to you.
Oh, Galifianakis.
Zach Galifianakis?
Yes. I knew immediately who it was. Yes. Made me excited.
I absolutely loved, immediately, Ellie Kemper.
Don't know who she is.
I may be a little biased. She was Erin on The Office.
Oh!
I thought out of everyone, I felt like she just gave her all when it came to. She had a small part. She was the little brick up in the Phantom Zone, but
She's definitely
man,
biased.
she gave everything she
She's
had
good.
to that little.
I'm gonna have to watch it again.
She was
Just
so
for that
good.
little
So
brick.
good. Okay, synopsis of the movie. This movie came out on February 10th, 2017. This would have been about 5 months before Adam West passed. I wrote this personally, by the way. I wrote this isn't off any websites. No. In a not-so-tame Gotham City, Batman is enjoying his role as the superhero that everyone praises and depends on. He feels his status is shaken, however, when a new commissioner, Barbara Gordon, takes over. Miss Gordon sees things more broadly than her predecessor, wanting Batman to drop his loner vigilante status and work with Gotham's police force rather than take the place of it. Meanwhile, Joker is feeling less than appreciated as a villain when Batman spurns the suggestion that they are nemesis. In response to this, Joker concocts a plan to get sent to the Phantom Zone, where the worst of the worst villains are sent. He manages to free the assorted baddies, who immediately begin to wreak havoc on Gotham City. Batman must overcome his narcissistic complexion and team up with the newly appointed Commissioner Gordon, Alfred the Butler, and a certain boy wonder to send the big bads back to the Phantom Zone and patch up his awkward relationship with the Joker. Boom.
That's very accurate, and I'm super entertained. That was really good.
Thank you.
So, how many times do you think Michael Jackson's song was made an appearance in this movie? How many times?
You know,
I don't have the answer. I'm just curious.
I made a little note about the music in this movie. I was not impressed with the soundtrack. I felt like they overused that song because Man in the Mirror showed up at least 3 times.
At least.
He quoted it at the beginning of the movie. It showed up in the middle, and then it came on again as like a remix during the credits, I think.
Yes.
And that was just a little too much Michael Jackson.
I enjoyed the first and the second one a lot. The first plug and the second one. I enjoyed those two, but the third one I was just like,
are you done?
well, not quite, because I like the song, but a little. You done?
Did you have some good things that you really enjoyed about the movie?
Man, it was just line after line after line of things that you can take home and joke about. Lots of in-jokes, if you will, like today jokes. I would say from the very beginning, from the first few seconds, I knew immediately that this was going to be a good movie. I would liken it to Deadpool in that way and that way only. Deadpool is an adult movie. This is not. This is fun for the family. But I would liken it to the minute you start watching it, you get a feel for the vibe and the laid back and the humor, and I just got this feeling like, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this movie. Let's watch this.
I know we were
Let's watch it
talking
twice.
and you were like, I'm already laughing.
Yeah.
You sent me a picture of the Warner Brothers symbol and you were like, I'm already laughing.
Yep.
I wrote, I was laughing right off the bat.
Well, good. Good. You know, I like that Batman was combined from all the different eras. I really like that. All the different eras.
Yes, every Batman was represented.
Yes.
Every Batman
Every
was
DC
represented.
every DC villain, I don't know. Character.
They stuck it all
in there. But it wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't like 17 different stories wrapped up in one. It was one story. And somehow they plugged in all of these DC characters. Somebody I hadn't even heard of, which isn't uncommon because I don't really. I'm kind of slow. I'm gonna slow. So. Shut up.
I wasn't saying a word. I wasn't going to touch that with a
H.A.
10-foot batarang. The very beginning of the movie when he's talking over, he's like, no. And he's like, Warner Bros. I was like, that is just Will Arnett being his goofy self.
Yes.
They just put Will Arnett in front of a microphone and they were like, go for it. And he was like, cool. One of my favorite things about this movie is how it gave a huge nod toward the Joker being a totally overused and overrated villain. There are various comments throughout this movie.
Yes.
Even the Joker himself is just like, what do you mean we're not MCs? Like, we're constantly fighting, bro. I'm always here.
He's like, I don't do ships. As in relationships.
So I know you don't like Batman, but
Yes.
like this movie, how do you feel about it?
I felt this movie just smacked its demographic nail right on the head.
Yeah.
It went for it and it did it. I was a huge fan of the regular Lego movie, so when this one got suggested to me, I was like, yeah, why not? So I watched it.
Yeah. But how do you like it? Scale of.
Oh, you want to hear my actual
Yes.
review?
I want your opinion.
You want my actual review
Bring it.
opinion?
Yes.
My actual review opinion.
Mine says good.
I have goods, I have bads.
All right, let's do this.
I have both.
Let's do this.
I have my goods. I have one more on my good list. And there's another fantastic jab about how Batman never actually defeats or captures his enemies. And that was just hilarious to me.
She's a butthead. I can't curse, so butthead.
There's fantastic college humor sketches about the Batman.
And he's got razors. He's got razors on his arms and he just puts people to sleep. He doesn't actually kill people.
Alright, you want to get into the bads?
Yeah.
Here's my bads, alright. I felt like they were trying too hard after the success of the Lego movie to make Batman a success. Batman had a tiny part in the Lego movie. He really didn't have that big of a part, and I wondered why Batman was their next logical step in their heads.
What
go.
would be their next one if you had to choose?
Why they didn't just move on to the Lego movie 2, give Batman a bigger role in the second Lego movie and then try. And I know there were Lego Batman video games in there, but there were also Lego other stuff video games in there too. And then I also had the subplot of Batman being a loner in this movie. Just kind of got shoved in your face.
It did.
A lot.
It really did.
It repeated itself way too often. And when he realized he finally realized he cared, when it hit that moment, I just didn't feel it like I thought I should have.
Yes.
And I wondered if I would have had they dialed it down some.
It'd have been more subtle.
Not calling
yeah.
attention to it as much. If they'd left it as one of those things that the audience can put together with subtext, but not something that Batman could quite put together.
More realistic.
But
especially when pride and ego gets thrown in the mix.
Yeah.
That's more realistic.
Instead of using subtext, they used like big, bold italics where he was more than aware of it, and it nagged, and I just kind of felt my mind wandering. And when he finally hit that point, I was just like...
I would say that my mind started to wander towards the end of the movie
Yeah.
as well. It was kind of hard to follow at that point.
And, like, I may have gotten a little picky about it, but like you were talking about earlier, I didn't understand the song choices for it. This is...
I'm done.
This is not a spoiler, but I didn't understand the use of "I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight" by Cutting Crew as the song they used for when he was shown as being smitten by Barbara Gordon. That's not a love song. I mean,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's a weird, like, song choice, though. They're using poppy songs for everything else. You had Michael Jackson. Okay, cool. You had this other
What
poppy
song would you
We
have
Could Be
chosen?
Heroes, or whatever that was.
What would you have chosen?
Something better.
Like,
Something modern. I would have gone with something a little more modern.
but they were already
Maybe
in
a different
line
Michael
of,
Jackson song.
Like, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I like that song.
Not
It makes
Cutting
me-
Crew.
I just died in your arms tonight. I got
Well, it's
into
like-
it. I liked it.
They played it twice, and then it was like there were no more relationship moments. Well, okay.
No.
That's okay. No, that was a bad way to say it. There were no more smitten moments throughout the rest of it. They did the little smitten frame wash thing twice, and then the rest of the time it was like,
I hate you. I'm on my own. Go away.
Accurate. Yes. Yep.
Like,
It was a
why'd
funny
they have
movie,
that-
though,
why'd they have
guys.
that-
It was very funny.
It was funny. I was laughing, and I watched it twice. I watched it the first time I watched it. I was very, very tired, so I did laugh a lot because I was a little delirious. And then I went back and watched it the second time because my notes were a little unreadable because of the deliriousness.
Delirium.
But they're both acceptable. We have to go on Google, you know. My point has been made. You want to move into some little fun snippets
Yes,
and
I
stuff
love
that
fun.
that I found
Do you love
and,
fun?
and that I thought of about this? Do you have any that you'd like to share? Do you have any little fun thoughts or
Yes.
things that you found?
Will Arnett is Canadian.
Yes, see.
Michael Cera is also Canadian. Yay. That's it. That's all I have.
Those are the only ones that were Canadian.
Yeah, I think
Those
so.
are the only ones out of the cast that are
I
Canadian.
think so.
eh?
I didn't go through the entire cast. I just went through like the main character and the supporting roles.
Oh, okay, well, I'm sure they appreciated you
Okay.
representing them.
Rightly so, eh?
Oh, okay. Eh?
Yeah. Those
Well-
Canadians.
Will
in
Arnett,
Canada.
Will Arnett recently hosted Lego Masters. Did you watch that?
I did not.
It was a competitive show for people building Lego.
I'm familiar with it, yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I watched it.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
It was a lot of fun.
Daniel, if you're watching, we're going to watch that.
Yay! Hulu. It's on Hulu.
Word.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. I have a few. Although it was animated, The world of Lego Batman is made up of over 220 million distinct Lego blocks.
Holy crap.
If it were in the real world, it would take up the size of about 6 football fields. All the Legos, the size of Gotham City.
6 football fields.
6 football fields. It's a lot of Legos.
That is a lot of Legos. And the child inside of me, I'm not hoarding a child inside of me, let's just be clear. There's like an inner child, let's be clear, an inner child. And that inner child is super, super happy at the idea of 6 football fields with just Legos everywhere, just covered in Legos. I just,
Wear shoes.
no.
It's
Yes.
gonna hurt your feet.
Yes, thank you. Wise words.
Okay. One thing I noticed was the picture that Batman kept looking at, the one with his parents, that was taken outside the Monarch Theater. And one thing that Batman fans will catch is the Monarch Theater is the last place that Batman's parents, Thomas and Martha, that was the last place they were seen alive before their bodies were found in the alley behind it. So that was probably a little nod toward that little gem of knowledge. When Alfred is mentioning all of Batman's weird phases,
Yes. Yes.
you'll hear the callback to that one in 1997. Do you have any idea what that one is to?
I don't.
That is to Clooney's nipples. The bat suit, Batman and Robin,
So much that he had nipples.
he had nipples.
That's right.
That bat suit took so much flack. That is absolutely hilarious to me. Okay. So, the jail, Gotham City Jail. The signs on the glass of the cells that the prisoners are in read, "Do not tap on the glass," and "No soliciting."
I didn't catch that. Well, how would you solicit in jail anyway? Think about it.
Selling keys? I don't know.
You need a shift.
Alright. And the gun, you know the gun they used to bring the guys back from the Phantom Zone? Harley gets her hands on that and she flips through a couple of options. Did you read what the options said?
No.
Here's what you can bring back with the Phantom Zone gun. You can choose between Dark Lords only, Monsters and Robots only, or release all inmates.
She chose release all inmates.
She chose release all inmates, yes. That's how everyone got released. Something else I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh, me?
Yes,
Oh, dear.
you.
Why are you laughing?
You personally.
Oh, jeez.
How relatable is the part where Batman is waiting for his food in the microwave?
So relatable!
Puts his stuff in the microwave and just and both deliriously tired me and fully awake me went, oh my gosh, I have never ever related to a part of a movie so much than Batman standing in his kitchen waiting for his lobster to finish in the microwave. Also, why does he take that lobster out of the microwave and go eat it on a boat in the middle of the water?
Because he's Batman and he can.
And then proceed to play an electric guitar in the middle of the water.
Because he can. He's Batman.
On a boat.
He does what he wants. Just does what he wants.
Oh boy. Did you
You asked.
notice the amount of Iron Man shade in this movie?
What's the password? Iron Man
Sucks.
Which is funny, because this movie is 110% about Batman being narcissistic. But in the argument I always use about why I prefer Iron Man over Batman, what do people say?
I don't know.
Iron Man is so narcissistic. He's completely about himself. But what's this movie about?
Batman.
Batman being all about himself. Batman being all about himself.
Batman.
He don't care about no one else.
He does start to care.
Speaking of Batman,
Because we haven't been.
I need a segue. Leave me alone.
All right.
I have to say, I was a little disappointed at the lack of Batman cameos. Maybe I got a little spoiled by Marvel having Stan Lee in every single movie, but we had Adam West Mark Hamill. We didn't get either of those, even for just a little, like, did you hear that moment? Mark Hamill's been voicing the Joker for how long?
Right.
Adam West, I mean, we got to see him in his little, like, jumping around as the original Batman, but we didn't even get a little voice. He was still around. This one's this is my last one, and it's a little bit of a dark statement here.
Ooh. What? Sarah? Dark statements?
I'm not meaning it to be a political statement, it's just something I observed. So there is a point in the movie where citizens are excited because they believe that crime is finished. And they are all celebrating and chanting, "No more crime! No more crime!" As they are doing this, they are setting cars on fire and burning down stores and stealing televisions. Later in the movie, villains are being released from the Phantom Zone. When things start to go south, a single Lego small guy is seen going, "I'm gonna go start looting," and he disappears.
I'm just saying that it's interesting that this was 2 years ago.
This was 2017. Yeah, this was
3 years ago.
Beginning of 2017.
I'm gonna leave my opinion off camera, but I mean, it was 3 years ago.
I just found it very interesting.
It was. I could
didn't want
relate to
start
it.
anything.
I could relate to it because of today, what's going on today, in today's world. You know, the world's energy is angry and frustrated and tired on both sides. So
I'm not saying they put it in there to start anything.
no,
I'm not saying they
This was
put
3
it in there
years
to
ago.
try to influence anyone.
no. But
They
watching
probably
it
put
today,
it in there as a little joke, but yeah,
right?
it's,
But watching it today, it really hit hard.
it's.
so.
I don't think it's something anyone would notice if they didn't look close for it. But I saw it and I kind of stopped it and I rewound it and I wrote it down. I see you, Warner Brothers. I see you.
We'll leave that out.
All right, onward toward the end here. Parents' Guide. This is something that I have always wanted to include in the review for sure, because I know when I'm talking to my friends and I'm like, I really want you to watch this, but don't watch it with your kids in your room.
Yeah.
I always make sure to add that little part in the end. So we've got the Parents' Guide. Is it okay to watch with the kids in the room? What do you say, Amanda?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I wrote, this movie is nothing but okay for kids.
Yep.
In fact, it's okay to leave the kids alone with this movie.
Yeah.
Just get up and leave.
Don't do that.
That's how kid-friendly it is. It will babysit
Sarah,
your children.
Don't listen
for
to
you.
Sarah. Don't listen to Sarah.
It's so kid-friendly that the gun sounds in the movie are done with people's mouths. Pew pew! Pew pew! Bang bang!
Meow! Listen. Don't leave your kids alone with the TV.
It'll babysit your kids
Don't.
for you.
It's not a babysitter.
It's perfectly fine. I assure you.
I'm not a parent,
So,
I leave my cats with the TV.
So I would buy this movie if I had kids, but I wouldn't personally own it.
So she's not a Batman fan.
It just doesn't measure up to the Lego movie, whether it was trying to or not. Although it had a lot of great moments and a wide cast of actors and characters, it just wasn't that memorable of a movie to me.
Batman is number one in my household. You walk into my living room. This
That's
is mine.
not mine.
This is Daniel, my fiance. When you walk into my home, it is Batman and DC everywhere. Everywhere. His daughter, my stepdaughter, she paints these immaculate portraits every year for like Christmas, Thanksgiving, or not Thanksgiving.
For Thanksgiving, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. I give thanks
Why
to
not?
Batman. But anyway, birthdays, Christmases, things like that. So we've got paintings, we've got photos. His sister recently sent something to us that's really neat. Thank you, Danelle. And so my home is an homage to Batman, whereas Sarah's is an homage to lots of things, but predominantly Spider-Man.
My drawings? I've done Batman drawings.
I know you have. Whoa, somebody's getting it.
Salty. I'm getting salty.
All right, there's a surprise.
Surprise!
It's Sarah. She's the surprise.
Surprise! So, all of you watching this video right now, I'm gonna post this on my Facebook. I'm sure that's how you'll all see that this video has come out. Since this is my first video, I wanted to surprise you guys. If you go like this video on YouTube, go to my Facebook, suggest a movie for me to review. If you do that, I'm going to put all your names in a hat. I'm going to draw a name out of that. And then if I pick your movie to review out of that hat, you're going to win this.
This is a...
Bring it up. I put my finger up. Put it under my finger.
This!
Boom! It's the Lego Batman Deluxe Edition, the Target Edition. It's got the DVD, the Blu-ray, the digital edition. It's got 3 collectible postcards and the teeny tiny minifig of Batgirl.
Yes. Yes. It's very nice.
I'll either deliver it to you or I'll mail it to you depending on where you live.
Yes.
So, like I said, you gotta like it on YouTube. Then you gotta go to my Facebook and then suggest a movie for me to review. If I pick your movie, I'm gonna mail you that or I'm gonna bring it to you. Please suggest this to other people to watch.
Yes!
I want lots of viewers so that I can do more giveaways, so that lots of people will get involved. Get involved in the discussion too. Let me know what you thought of Lego Batman if you've seen it. Go ahead and watch it.
Yes.
Anything to add?
Subscribe, like, then suggest. Okay, thanks.
Share it.
Share!
Share it.
Share it!
Love it.
Love it!
Subscribe it.
Watch it!
Pet it. Lick it.
No! Stop! Cut!
Hello. This video is brought to you by our mommies. If you haven't met our mommies, well, that's a shame. Because they're awesome. Also, I love pizza. And tacos. But if you like tacos on your pizza, you're wrong. That's it.